Greetings, dear Evgeny Nikolaevich. I am from Tula. I own a husband and two sunny boys. You own a husband? Okay. And two sunny boys. The elder is 24 and the younger is 19. I love your live streams and documentaries, especially the ones about culture. The greatest tragedy of my life is that I never ever saw a live Elvis Presley concert. How lucky you are! You can buy a ticket to Limassol or Florence and come to my concert instead. Much better than Presley, I say. He was so dopey and boring, really. To see this wonderful man right in front of me. That's why you are pestering your husband now. Anton, stop laughing and move on. The audience can laugh. I must give them my talent, and you must control yourself and read on and on and on. I forgot who said that. I am a fervent collector of his vinyl, CDs, tapes, as well as posters, photos, and many other things. I think you're mistaking me for someone else, but please continue. I bought 2 of his autographs on eBay 10 years ago. I treasure them. I raised both my sunny boys on his music and your videos. Attaboy! That's the kind of jazz I can only imagine. He's brilliantine and the first scientific. Ho for Borodino! Dear Evgeny,
love me tender, love me tight-da-dee-dee-dum.
When he'd already prodded every vein possible, he sounded almost like Shalapin. Not the volume, I mean, but the timbre. He was so damn swollen.
Love me tender,
Crawling and panting and sweating and all. He couldn't pull off a 7-hour live stream for sure. The main problem with Elvis Presley is that he never read my monograph. That's why he cashed in early and had no proper vocal technique. Dear Evgeny, you're a wonderful singer and...
И мне было бы очень интересно узнать ваше мнение.
I'd be delighted to hear your opinion about this persona. How would you rate Elvis's vocal abilities? Do you enjoy him as a musical sensation? I get it. Well, my dear Koltsova, you know, Koltsova is such a typical surname for Soviet movies from the 50s. That's how they named the good characters, Mr. Koltsov and Mrs. Koltsova. We're speaking culture now, and of course, Soviets were fascinated by Elvis Presley, understandable. You see, Elvis Presley, just like the Beatles, is a very generational thing. Of course, his role model as the comeback jacket boy stands above time, but all in all, and musically speaking, it's really about his generation. Sure, he was a dazzling and energetic lad, and before the drugs and glamour, he was a very fine singer. He shot to the top fast, and those were the days of boys like him. He was handsome, not tall and somewhat slim, and when you look at photos today, well, we've got new standards now. I remember how, back then, it was like, holy shit, it's Elvis Presley! But now, looking at him in his 20s, he seems almost frail. It's not what we'd call a sex appeal type of man today. He wouldn't be a knockout. And then, when he reached the stars, fame broke him down. He started taking drugs and pills and all that, and to see him so swollen, lumbering and struggling, it's an unpleasant sight, a real tragedy. You see, it's not enough to brim with youthful vigor and simple talents. You either need a mind of your own or someone with brains behind you to guide, not just mating with you in bed. Intellect is the ultimate tool. No vigor, no good looks, nothing gets far without it. But when eye candy, musical skill, energy and intellect all come together, well, it's like watching one of Ponasenkov's live streams, isn't it? Alright, I must certainly remember how in my youth, which is right now, I had CDs, tapes and VHS recordings with him. I know it, alright? He really was a very gifted young man, gifted and handsome. But can I go deeper and say something more than that? I really don't know. Since there are no hidden depths within him, only his young-eyed steam and prettiness, how much can one really extract from that? You know, Alla Demidova once said something wise about young actors. I won't quote her directly, but here's the idea. It's not all that fascinating to observe a young actor. What's about his youth? Only when it fades he can show us not just raw nature, but real talent and technique. He, however, failed to give us more. He washed up. His life bent the wrong way, and fame, it broke his back. That's about it. But he was handsome.